Breaking news into CBS Sports HQ, Caitlin Clark took to social media to announce that her season is over. Clark hasn't played since July 15th after suffering a groin injury. She was limited to just 13 games this season. The Fever are 13-15 without her this year and just a game and a half ahead of the Sparks for that final playoff spot.
There is a complete panic in the WNBA. Panic, not worry, not concern.
Why?
Because fans are no longer merely irritated. They are adamantly urging Caitlin Clark to pursue her skills abroad. Now, the same fans who used to swarm arenas to see her warm-ups are having enough. Get out of the WNBA. Travel to Europe.
NBA ratings' worst nightmare just came true because it was just announced that Caitlin Clark will be out for the rest of the season. She's only played 13 games this season, and her most recent injury, which happened back in July, was a groin injury. The craziest part about all of this has been the reporting around her injury. The team has never given her a timetable for return, and literally up until today, the team had been reporting that she was still trying to get back on the court this season. The Fever only have 3 regular season games left in the season before playoffs. Some fans are even speculating that they've just been stringing fans along the whole time because they know that ratings and attendance would drop once they announce that she's out, which is also so ironic that they announced it the day that football season starts. Anyway, this is not only a huge blow for the Fever, but also for the entire WNBA. Caitlin was out with an injury back in June. Viewership dropped over 50% across the league. That's the kind of effect that she has on things. And it seems like from her post and how they announced it, Caitlin was the one that was trying so hard to get back on the court. She has traveled to every single away game. She's always meeting with fans, taking photos, signing autographs, doing all of the things because she knows how many people come out specifically to see her. But I'm really interested to see what viewership and attendance looks like now that it's official that she's done. The hope is gone. Sending my best to Caitlin. I have no doubts that she will be back stronger than ever, hopefully next season.
The crazy part comes next. This isn't simply being said by hostile Twitter trolls or competing fan bases. The people that purchase seats, jerseys, and streaming bundles are Fever fans and Caitlin's own supporters. They are the ones who are most actively promoting the European narrative. The issue at hand is not whether Caitlin Clark could travel abroad. It concerns if the European call is already more urgent than the WNBA's own. And the league might never bounce back if she pays attention.
Morning as well, because Caitlin Clark fans, I want to say Fever fans, but at this point, so many of you, including myself, has lost faith in everybody involved in leadership and in management and coaching. We've just sort of, I got to tell you, I don't have any more real good things to say about the Fever organization as of now, because I will contend that they have known this was going to happen.
Let's start with the actual source of this storm, the injury to the groin. The Fever first minimized it, making progress every day light practice. They marketed hope as though it were a product. During shit-arounds, fans observed her jogging, grinning on the bench, and moving fluidly. Everyone thought she would return shortly. Then, all of a sudden, they're out for the season. There was no justification or openness, just a sudden declaration that caught everyone off guard. Supporters are not foolish. They feel deceived since they felt something didn't add up.
Miss the remainder of the W season. Clark hasn't played since July 15th, dealing with a groin injury. SA, your reaction to Caitlin being shut down?
Let's find out what the rest of the WNBA...
It goes beyond Caitlin's injury. It concerns being duped while the group continued to profit from her name. The worst part is still to come. It is nearly tough to rebuild trust after it has been damaged. The Caitlin to Europe fire was fueled by that treachery. Why Europe, then? Why are supporters yelling for her to leave? Because women's basketball is a spectacle abroad rather than an afterthought.
Difficult to believe that the Indiana Fever are just now realizing that, hey, she's done for the year. I think this has been done. I told you guys, I put out a video 2 weeks ago saying, man, she's done. She's done. Once they put out the article, when she was supposed to return versus the Minnesota Lynx, supposedly, and then the Scott Agneses and all them start talking about she suffered a bone bruise in Phoenix, I told y'all, it was a wrap.
Players live like kings and queens in Spain, Italy, Turkey, and Russia. Instead of crammed middle seats, we are discussing private flights. Million-dollar contracts, not the WNBA's generous $80,000 compensation. Top-notch trainers and venues where the celebrity is the main attraction rather than just another player. Diana Taurasi earned more money in one foreign season than she did in 5 WNBA seasons put together. In Russia, Breanna Stewart was regarded as a rock star. Even middle-level athletes have landed six-figure deals elsewhere. Imagine Caitlin Clark, who is already a worldwide superstar, entering an arena in Istanbul that is full of 15,000 admirers who are yelling her name. She would be spearheading a movement in addition to playing basketball. This is the point at which the WNBA begins to panic. Caitlin is more than just a participant. She is the social media clips, TV ratings, ticket sales, and league economy. It all passes through her. Caitlin helped the network obtain TV partnerships. Due to Caitlin, arenas sold out. Sponsors lined up as a result of Caitlin. Her groin injury not only prevented one athlete from competing, but it also highlighted the league's vulnerability in her absence. Imagine the nightmare now. Caitlin Clark joins a major European company. All of a sudden, she's wearing a Spanish jersey in ESPN highlights. Her buzzer-beater videos go viral all over the world, and WNBA venues are once again half empty. The WNBA is aware of this. And for that reason, there is genuine panic. This is what enrages fans the most, though. Caitlin has sustained more than one injury. Someone has targeted her. She has taken cheap shots, elbows, and shives night after night. Bria Hartley, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hull, and so on. And the referees were quiet. There was no sign of the league office. The WNBA abandoned her to fend for herself rather than safeguarding their golden ticket. Fans also took notice of rows. This goes beyond a single groin injury. It concerns a pattern of carelessness. The fans are asking, if the league can't protect Caitlin Clark, who can they protect? Because of this, the Go to Europe movement seems more like a rescue effort than a betrayal. The fans' reaction, not simply the league's incompetence, is what makes this tale so explosive. Posts such as "Caitlin, travel to Europe" are common on social media. Preserve yourself. Here, don't spend your prime. She is worthy of more than this clown act. They're not trolls either. These are die-hard Fever enthusiasts with tickets. People who have been in favor of mediocrity for years have now had enough. It's not noise when your own paying clients are pleading with your celebrity to quit. That is a complete uprising. Additionally, it is making the league face a horrifying possibility. Their influence over Caitlin Clark's future has diminished. The supporters do. Let's speak about numbers now. Caitlin can make up to $120,000 in base pay due to the WNBA salary cap. Include bonuses. She could manage to scrape $200K, $1 million, $2 million, or perhaps $5 million overseas with appearances and endorsements. This is where the irony lies. Caitlin is not dependent on her WNBA salary. She is already making money with Wilson, Panini, Gatorade, and Nike. The league has nothing to do with her brand. It surpasses the league in size. Ask yourself this, then. Europe will treble her income and treat her like a queen. So why risk her health for peanuts when she's already earning millions off the court? The elephant in the room should also not be overlooked. The WNBA locker rooms during the Cold War. Veterans have taken subtle jabs, disparaging remarks about Caitlin's celebrity, dubious statements about gaining respect, and irritation that the rookie was already the league's face since the player's arrival. Imagine going to work every day knowing that half of the locker room is annoyed by your attention. Compare that to Europe, where she would be welcomed, the league would be elevated by her participation, and teammates would swarm to play alongside her rather than against her. Caitlin finds it easy to understand having to choose between respect and anger. Let's be honest. It would be disastrous for public relations if Caitlin Clark left. Every American sports program would be overrun with headlines like "Caitlin Clark chooses Europe over WNBA." The sponsors would go into a panic. Networks would doubt their agreements. The question would be, if the best player doesn't want to be here, why should we watch? Furthermore, The repercussions would extend beyond the United States. Caitlyn's international games would become well-known worldwide. TikTok would be dominated by her highlights. Fans in the US would stay up till 3 in the morning to see her live. The WNBA would become less prominent as Caitlyn's star continued to rise. The league is unable to avoid that terrible situation. The crux of the argument, however, is here. Devotion. Caitlyn's devotion to her followers has never wavered. She is aware of her position in America. She is aware that she serves as an inspiration to millions of children. Fans are immediately telling her that devotion is a two-way street, but loyalty has its limits. Why should she defend the league if it won't defend her? It's no longer about loyalty after a while. It's all about intelligence. Things start to get extremely intriguing at this point. Make use of leverage. Caitlin Clark has evolved beyond her role as a player. She is an empire. Additionally, empires demand protection rather than pleading for it. Consider Serena Williams, Tom Brady, and LeBron James. Leverage was something they all understood. That now includes Caitlin Clark. She coerces the WNBA by merely making a passing reference to Europe. Networks scramble, sponsors panic, the league is in a tight spot, and Caitlin has all the cards. Not to be overlooked is the fan base, which is the most bizarre aspect of this whole story. Although they don't, the WNBA likes to believe that these supporters are part of the league. They are Caitlin's. Supporters attend for Caitlin, not for the fever. They don't stay up for the highlights of the WNBA. They remain awake to see Caitlin's highlights. Or the fans will follow her if she moves to Europe. They will purchase jerseys from teams abroad. Games will be streamed from half of the world. No matter where she performs, they will maintain her brand. That is Caitlin Clark's strength. And that poses a risk to the WNBA.
Here we are, Sean.
The spark was the groin injury. There is gasoline sprayed by the front office lying. The fire was fueled by the absence of protection. The fire is now expanding. Supporters are urging Caitlin Clark to quit the WNBA and pursue her skills in Europe. Would she do it really? That is the crucial question. The league will continue to exist if she stays, at least for the time being. If she departs, Caitlin becomes an even greater worldwide celebrity and the WNBA fades into obscurity. In any case, she is in charge and everyone is waiting to see what she does next. This is what most people overlook. Caitlin Clark's influence extends beyond the court. It originates in the boardroom. Wilson, Panini, Gatorade, and Nike. She is already among the world's most marketable athletes. The absurd thing is that even if she quits the WNBA, those endorsements remain. They even increase, if anything. Consider it. A Nike ad featuring Caitlin lighting up arenas around Europe. A Gatorade commercial featuring her motivating admirers around the globe. Not just domestically, but globally as well. The league has no affiliation with her sponsors. They have a bond with her. What message does it send to all the other players in the league if she demonstrates that she doesn't even require the WNBA to maintain her star power? That perhaps the WNBA isn't where the big money and fame are? Naturally, rivalries are another layer that fans can't stop discussing. The storytelling network has been swooning over Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. However, those rivalries only flourish if Caitlin remains in the WNBA. Let's face it, the league would be without its drama, viral videos, and social media buzz without her. Imagine the mayhem if Caitlin Clark were to depart. How do those rivalries turn out? Overnight, they disappear. The youthful stars Angel Reese, Paige Bueckers, and Guji Watkins are then left to face a harsh reality. They lack Caitlin's sense of gravity. Fans are aware of it. The league is aware of it. Tickets are sold by rivalries. However, the rivalries fall apart with Caitlin if she walks. This goes beyond a single individual or league. It concerns the sport's overall future. Caitlin Clark will establish a precedent that no other player has ever set if she leaves for Europe. A top player deciding to forego WNBA loyalty in favor of international opportunities. That choice might encourage a fresh group of players to go the same route. Imagine Angel Reese in Turkey, Paige Bueckers in Italy, and Guji Watkins in Spain. Other dominoes could fall if the first one does. All of a sudden, the WNBA isn't the ideal location. It is the backup plan. That is the future that the league fears. Because of this, Caitlyn's groin injury, which should have been a minor setback during her rookie season, has now escalated into a crisis that has the potential to completely alter women's basketball for a generation. Let me ask you this. Would you risk playing in the WNBA for another season if you were Caitlin Clark? Or would you accept the respect, safety, and money in Europe? Leave a comment below with your opinions. Because this narrative isn't over, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. The story of Caitlin Clark is just getting started.